I may keep you waiting, but trust me, Juan is gonna keep me waiting longer for this wedding. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I am Rafael and I am here to review episode 4 of the Real Triple X Videos director of Potomac. So we start off with Giselle and Robin and they're doing a photo shoot for their cover art for their podcast that they do together. And do y'all listen to that? I mean, is it any good? Do they say anything interesting? Is it funny, entertaining? Maybe I should check it out. But they're doing their photo shoot and everything and Robin looks really elegant. She looks really nice in that red dress. The hair looks so nice. And Giselle starts lying right away and she's telling her hairdresser slash friend, who's also right there next to her, getting her together. She's like, I just don't think that, long distance relationships work in a pandemic. Like, it's just not gonna work for us. And the friend was not gonna give Giselle what she wanted to hear. He said, no, I think you can make it work. You could definitely make it work. I think if you're in a healthy relationship, you can make it work. And did y'all hear Giselle's voice crack? She was like, you think so? You think? I'm like, damn, that's embarrassing. I'm like, he probably didn't get paid after that. And she's telling him that she has needs, physical needs. And I just wish that Giselle would just let go of Jamal. Like, leave him alone. Go find Tinder, go download Tinder, hit up a couple people, and call it a day. That's all you need to do to satisfy your needs. It's that simple, Giselle. It's really not that hard. Or better yet, go to the nearest store and go pick up, one of those, I'm pretty sure that could satisfy you too, Giselle. I'm pretty sure that you have many options, but I don't know why you continue to straggle along with Jamal. Robin comes out, and like I said, her dress looks so nice. Her hair looks good. She looks really put together for this photo shoot. And then Giselle, she killed me with this next line. She's like, my daughter hasn't gotten her learner's permit, and it's embarrassing the Bryant name. I'm like, what? Out of all the things that Jamal has done, this is what's embarrassing the Bryant name? Are you sure that failing a driver's permit test is what's really embarrassing your last name? Is it not the multiple women that Jamal may have in the church or behind the church or behind your back? Or the fact that he doesn't follow you on TikTok, he doesn't reply to your text messages, he doesn't even call you, he doesn't even know your name half the times. Like, that's not embarrassing, but the learner's permit test failed is what's embarrassing, and that's where you cross the line. And then her and Robin come up with the idea to text Mia that they want to get together and have drinks or whatever, one-on-one, well, two-on-one, without Karen. And I honestly did not find anything wrong with what Giselle texted Mia, to be honest. I mean, you obviously see that there's some type of problem between me and Karen, so I'm just letting it known that she's not invited. I know she's your friend and she's the dynamic that brought you to the group, but right now we're not really on speaking terms and I want to get to know you as a person alone. So I didn't really see an issue with what she texted her. So then Ashley and Michael go out to dinner and Ashley's just ready to pop. I mean, that baby is just seconds away from being born. And they're sitting down and they're eating, and Michael tells Ashley that he wants to start his own movie company called Juan Dixon's Production. And I'm like, it sounds very suspicious the way he was, describing it, saying, oh yeah, I want to find directors and I want to find actors and I just kind of want to make my own Pornhub version. I want to make my own production. And I would not trust Michael with a cell phone camera anywhere near me. And the more he's explaining to Ashley and elaborating on his idea, the more suspicious it sounds. Like, Michael, what are you really trying to do here? What are you really trying to get off on? He's just going on that he wants to invest in big booty and scat play and piss and play and BDSM. And I'm like, your wife is about to pop here. I mean, she's just seconds away from doing it. And Ashley's like, maybe we shouldn't be having this conversation. And I agree. Michael, you could have chose any other time, like way long before this, to mention all this. But now, as she's on the urge of birth, you want to spring this up on her. Then we get Karen, and she's cooking steaks, I believe, but it looks so good. I'm like, oh, they kept zooming in on it, and it looks so juicy. And then she's FaceTiming with her daughter, and they're just talking, and the daughter's cute and everything. This is a cute little scene, but Karen, you could have worn a dirty shirt or something. I mean, you have on this jean jacket cooking steak. Like, sis, put on like a apron or something, put on a chef's hat or something, She's over here just dolled up and everything. Like, yes, I'm just making steaks. Like, Karen, you need to invite me to your house so I could have them because it looks so juicy. And then we head over to Mia and she's heading over to the joint, the place that she owns. And she's just walking around like she's the health inspector. Like, Let me see your refrigerators to see if everything's okay. Let me see the temperature. Is it okay here? Let me look at your salad really quickly. Oh, are your potatoes clean? Like, she's just walking around as if she didn't tell everybody there, like, oh, make sure everything looks good for cameras because we're about to film over there and everything better look good or you're getting fired. And all her employers are like, yes, hi Mia, yes, well, we have your name right here. And then Mia's like, oh my God, like, why do you have owner next to my name? And I'm like, as if, again, you didn't tell them to probably put that there. Like, they're probably like, you told us to put it there, but okay. And she's probably like, no, 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 stick to the fucking script. What did I say? Oh, yeah, because we have another Mia with your last name on here, too. That's why we put the owner there, yes. And what I found very interesting, if you notice closely and stop it right at the right time, that one of the clients that was walking in, they had a red shirt that said toxic on it. And I'm like, wait a minute, I want to know your backstory. Can we like find whoever that is and see what the backstory to that shirt is? Then Mia calls her son and she's like, is it okay if daddy takes you to practice today? Because I'm a little busy right now. And the dad's like, wait, hold on. No. I'm busy too. I was going to drink some wine and I was going to set a bubble bath for me later. So what are we doing here? And Mia's like, you know, it's very hard to be the CEO of a company and the CEO boss bitch of being a mom as well. And it's understandable, you know, Mia's doing everything. The husband is at home taking care of the home life. And I mean, it's understandable. I mean, we got to share, you know, the responsibilities. But at the same time, if she's busy and you're not doing anything, why not just help her, you know? Then we get Robin, Ascala, and Wendy, and they're working out outside in the cold from what it seemed like. And they're wearing fur jackets, these puffy coats and everything. And I'm like, couldn't y'all choose any other activity to do? I mean, I get it, we're in a pandemic, but you couldn't play Twister or bingo or cards or something, you know, Connect Four or anything else, but why work out outside in the freezing cold with all those layers on like that? It just looks so uncomfortable and you're probably all sweaty and cold at the same time. It's just, you're asking to get sick. Eventually, all three of them go for a walk and they get a call from Candace, and Candace invites all three of them to a peace out pajama party at her townhouse because it's gonna be like a going away party. And then after they hang up, Robin asks Ascala, oh, what do you think about the whole situation? And this is where it's like, Ascala, wait a minute. You're doing a little bit too much already. And she's like, I just feel like the whole drama surrounded Mia and I'm just gonna call her Messy Mia. And I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't even know the situation. I'm like, oh, here comes another friend of the show being annoying and trying to insert herself into some drama that she has nothing to do with for camera time. I'm like, we get it that you're closer to Wendy, I'm assuming, just because she's kind of Team Robin. But you don't even know the whole story and you're already saying that Mia's messy. For what? Then we get over to Mia's house and she's meeting up with Karen for tea and snacks. And we get kind of like this piece together story between her and Robin. They keep going back and forth. And honestly, I was taken aback by Mia's response to Robin's text. I mean, saying the whole, oh, well, I have nothing to talk to you about. I have nothing to talk to you about, Giselle or Robin. But if you want to pencil, you know, yourself into my schedule, I could have my assistant do it. I just thought that that was so unnecessary. I don't get why Mia replied like that. Like, they did not do anything to you. So I was kind of confused by that. And I kind of agree with Robin. Like, is this how you come off to people? Or what did we do? Or what is missing here that we're not getting? Because I was confused too. I mean, are you going off of what Karen said about, you know, Giselle and Ray's situation? Is that what you're basing the friendship off with Giselle? Is that what you're doing? Because I feel like that's what she's basing it off. But at the same time, they did not do anything to you specifically, Mia, in order to warrant that type of reply. I think that they just wanted to meet you one-on-one without having Karen there. And, you know, Giselle doesn't get along with Karen. So, of course, there'll probably be another blowout, which another missed opportunity for y'all to get to know each other. So that's all I think Giselle was really trying to do here. And then we get Tissue Box Candace, and she's going into the studio to work on her album, her music. You know, she's saying that she wants the respect of everybody in the music industry. And I'm like, okay. And she's just in the booth and in the zone, and she's just singing, ooh, Monique, I wish we could reverse the conversation. I know I have an attitude. I be provoking you, Monique. Ooh. I think it's cute that Candace is so passionate about her music, and if this is what makes her happy and if that's what she's striving for, then why not? Go for it, Candace. And then we get this awkward ass scene with Giselle and her daughters, specifically her daughters as there to take the driver's permit test again. And she goes in and she takes it and then she comes back out, and I just wish that they would have cut this scene because I don't know. I mean, the girl did not sign up to be not humiliated, but you know, it could come off a little bit embarrassing depending on, you know, how hard you take this test or whatever. And she's just like, she comes back in and she's just like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't feel like talking about it. And they just keep pressing her on like, so did you pass? Did you fail? Like, what's going on? And eventually they come to find out that she failed. And I don't know, I just thought it was a little bit too, not exploitive, but just a little bit too much for the cameras. It could have just been cut off, or at least, you know, let us know that she failed off of camera. But the real moment here was the two daughters in the back that they kept laughing at her. They're like, so did you pass? Yes or no? You didn't pass? You didn't pass? You got it next. You got it next time. No, you for sure. What a fucking loser. They were having me laughing hysterically at their face expressions and their little noises that they kept making to each other. I'm like, oh, can't y'all be supportive to your sister? She just failed for the 100th time. Let her, you know, be hopeful for the next one. And Giselle's like, don't worry, we're gonna get them next time. I'll make an appointment for Tuesday. You'll be good. I'm like, oh, you know, at least we see Giselle kind of trying her best. Then it's finally pajama time, and Candace is getting everything ready. She's reminding us of some of her best moments in her townhouse, where Chris called her a bunch of bad names, where her mom hit her with her purse, where she almost stabbed Ashley with a knife. And she's just saying that she's just so much more calmer now, that once she's leaving here, she's leaving the old Candace, you know, the much more rowdier one. And I'm like, so houses changes our mood and our personality. I wonder if she would still have the same energy if Monique was still on the show. Like, would she be just as calm, or will she still be, you know, very rowdy? One by one, all the women start coming in, and Candace has this rule that you have to take a shot of Fireball. I'm like, oh, that's so gross. And Karen is the first one, and as each woman is also coming in, it's giving me flashbacks to, I believe, season 6 of Real Housewives of Atlanta when they did that pajama party. I wish that they would have invited the husbands, because who knows what would have went down at this party had everybody been involved. And then Robin is the next one to come in, and Karen's like, oh, Robin, hello, how are you? And Robin's like, hey, Karen, hey, how are you? And Karen just continues to press her on about this wedding. She's like, so how's everything? I mean, how's the wedding? Are you gonna get married anytime soon? And Robin's like, no, you know, we're in the middle of a pandemic, and you know, I just don't think it's the right time and everything. And Karen's like, I call bullshit. I just think it's a bunch of lies. I mean, first of all, yes, the pandemic excuse is kind of reasonable to use as an excuse, but even without the pandemic, like let's say nothing was going on in the world right now, right? I still don't think that Robin will be getting married anytime soon. And then we get Robin in her confessional, her new confessional look, which is like this yellow dress. She looks really, really good in the confessional. And she's like, listen, I'm not trying to have a super spreader to prove to somebody that I love their penis, unlike Karen, who's doing that with Ray's penis. And I'm like, well, I mean, okay then, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I guess if I was Robin, I would get a little bit annoyed of Karen continuing pressing me with my wedding. Like, mind your business. I already told you it's not happening anytime soon or ever. So just leave me alone for now. And then when I do have it, then you'll be the first one to know. Then Giselle walks in, and it's crazy that even at a pajama party, she looks tacky with that Versace robe. I'm like, okay, just go and get your shot and just continue walking. And she walks in and she's like, hi, hater. It's crazy to me how on the Real Housewives franchises, like, they fight 1 second and then they have to film another scene the next, pretending like everything is okay. Like, that is very awkward to be filming this type of show. And then Wendy comes in, and Wendy looks the best out of all of them. She looks so good in her pajama, and she takes off the little robe she had on, and she shows her boobs and her butt and everything. And I saw some people online were getting upset about it. They're like, oh, we get it, Wendy. You have a new body. We get it. We get it. Stop flashing it all over the place. And I'm like, what's wrong with that? If she looks good, why not? She looks the best one at this pajama party, so I don't get why people were upset about it. I mean, if she has something new, then why not flaunt it, you know? And she looks good, so why not? So eventually Mia walks in, and right away we get right to the issue, and they're like, Mia, what's going on with this text message? Like, what's going on? And Mia's like, I'm sorry for, you know, if my reply came off a little bit aggressive. I apologize for that. I get it. And she tells them that she does not allow anybody to dictate anything or who I'm bringing or whatever. And I'm just like, that's just not what Giselle was trying to say, I think. I mean, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that Giselle was coming from a malicious place, like trying to control Mia? I don't see it that way. I just don't think that Giselle was trying to come off from a place of, I'm going to control what you're doing and who you're doing it with and who you can invite to this group. I just honestly thought that she was trying to get to know Mia one-on-one without Karen, because Karen was the one who brought up Mia into the group. So of course, Mia might feel obligated to, you know, maybe bring Karen into the group as well because she needs to be with her at all times or something. And then this is the part that threw me off with Ascala, because we were introduced to her last episode and she was very cool. And then this episode, she came out of nowhere, absolutely nowhere, reading this Romeo and Juliet love letter. And she was like, I can only take but so much more. And I just feel like there's a lot of delusional and disrespect going on here. How was that for my first scene? Was that good? She's just going on with saying how she can only take but so much more before she's not silent anymore. And I'm like, let's keep it that way. I'm confused at where she was coming from with this. What did Mia do to you? If anything, we should all look at you a little sideways, because Robin told you something about Karen last week that was just between you and her, and you blabbed it out to Karen trying to be messy. So it's just kind of annoying how the friends of the show of any of the Housewives franchise, they come in already looking for a moment, looking for a spot, looking for a storyline. I'm like, if you were just cool and like laid back and everything and just stayed out of the drama and stayed mutual, we could like you. But now you're coming in trying to be messy, trying to like, you know, kiss Robin and Giselle's ass for what? And Mia was quick to reply to Ascala and is like, how many businesses do you own? And Ascala's like, I have many. And she's like, so if you do, then you would know that you wouldn't like your clients to tell you certain stipulations that need to go on in your business. And then Robin comes out of nowhere thinking she's the big bad wolf. Like, what the fuck does that matter? Who the fuck cares how many businesses she's on? And I'm like, wow, Robin, so you really think that you're big, bad, and bold just because you have Giselle right next to you? No. If I was Mia, I would have turned around, went to the kitchen, grabbed the Fireball bottle, came back, poured some in a cup, and sploosh right there in Robin's face, because absolutely not. And then Wendy also jumps in and she's like, that's not how you talk within a group of girlfriends. And Mia's like, no, that's how you don't talk to your group of girlfriends. I am different, which is also understandable because Mia is new to the group. Just because she's new here and she's in this group doesn't mean she has to communicate the same way that the rest of the women do, because all of them already have some type of relationship established. She's trying to get her foot in and see where she belongs and how she could communicate with them properly. Eventually, all the women start playing drinking games, and then we get Mia walking over to Giselle to apologize, and she's like, I just think that we got off on the wrong foot. And Giselle's like, no, we did not. And I agree. They did not get on any foot to begin with. Giselle did not do anything to Mia personally. She did not say anything about her. She didn't do anything to her. So again, Mia's issue with Giselle is based off of what Giselle said about Ray, who's Karen's husband. Giselle in her Versace robe is just like, I just don't want you to talk to me like that. It reminds me of when Jamal talks to me like that, and I don't like it. So can you please talk to me a little bit nicer? Yes, Mia, that's all. And Mia's like, okay, I mean, I understand that not everybody's gonna like the way I talk to them, and I guess I just have to go their way. And after the apology, all the women do the conga dance, and they go to the living room, and they're all playing Never Have I Ever, and they had a couple of interesting questions, but it almost seems as if they're trying to like sex shame or something with Mia with this whole, you know, kitty cat situation that she got it redone. Like, why are they all like so confused about it? Like, huh? Oh my God, that just, oh my goodness. Like, okay, what's the problem? I'm pretty sure that all of y'all have had something done to your face or body for enhancement. So I don't get why we're trying to look down just because Mia got her kitty cat done. Like, what's the problem? And they get to the question of never have I ever had a threesome, and Mia drinks her champagne, and they're like, wait, what happened? And Mia's like, oh no, I just wanted to watch. I just wanted my husband and the other woman to be together while I watch. I'm like, wow, we have a kinky woman on the cast. And then Wendy's like, oh no, not with me. Me is just gonna be me, my husband, and my wig. And I'm like, that's not what the online sources are saying, but okay, Wendy. And as Mia is trying to explain this threesome conversation and her experience with it, all you see is Giselle making these stupid faces that, like, Giselle, stop with the judging. She comes off so judgmental. I'm like, okay, she could have a threesome. You can't even have a twosome with Jamal. You can't even get him one-on-one in your bedroom, let alone you're over here making faces at Mia like, Huh? Oh, I would never. Like, what? Like, stop. And they tell Mia, like, oh, I think that you would get along really well with Ashley. And Mia's like, where is Ashley? And then we flash over to Ashley's place and she's crying. And it's so sad because she's about to give birth. And Dean is not going to be the only baby in the house anymore. And then we get over them in the mystery machine. And I'm like, what are y'all doing in this creepy ass lighting? Like that black and white light. I'm like, are we filming the Blair Witch Project movie or something? Like, what's going on here? So they're on their way to the hospital to deliver the baby. And that's how the episode ends. That's that, y'all. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Did y'all think that Giselle's text message to Mia was a little bit too much? Did y'all think that her reply to Giselle was a little bit too much? Let me know. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And again, let me know your opinions on the episode and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Bye, y'all. Mwah.